Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope you're well. I hope you're surviving the quarantine. I know some states are starting to go back to work or at least loosen the restrictions. I don't know how I feel about that right now, but I suspect that many of the smart people are staying home and away from anybody that can infect them, and I hope that's you. But I got such a great response on the last video that I did about how to leverage your extra time thanks to the quarantine, the stay-at-home order, that I thought I would come back and give you a few additional tips, because they're things that I've actually been doing during quarantine. So here we go. Number one thing that I've been doing to help kind of leverage my productivity side is I'm actually looking at my desktop. Whether you have a desktop or a laptop, go to that PC, whatever it is, PC, Mac, whatever it is, look at your desktop screen. Look at all the hodgepodge of crap that you have. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Could just be me. But I download a lot of files. I've got screenshots. I do all this crazy stuff, and I've got stuff all over the place. And when I look at my desktop, it makes me actually nervous and sometimes physically ill because I have so much stuff. And it never fails, right? I need that one important file and I can't find it to save my life because there's all this garbage in the way. So one of the tips that I would give you while you're at home during this quarantine is to clean some of that stuff up. Organize it. Put some folders where you can find some of your information. Put your proposals over here. Put your customer contact information details over there. Put your web research wherever in a folder that you can access or leverage in the future. And get rid of the rest of it. Because let's face it, once you do a screenshot for something to show somebody that something didn't work, do you really need it again? No, because they fixed it. Because you were so great and you provided the screenshot, and you get my point. Put it in your trash. Then get rid of the trash. Tip number 2, tied to that tip, however, is then clear your cache. Clear some of that junk that is just taking up the memory that you don't even realize that's in the background. Because some of that stuff actually has these little hooks that go into your performance for your device, whether it's a desktop or a laptop. Clear your cache opens up and frees space. It allows your computer to breathe and to be able to do some things a little more efficiently. So the thing that clearing cache will help you do is basically it kind of resets your browser, which is really good. It also gives you an opportunity for you to clear your cookies. How many of these sites have you been to one time? You're never going to go back again. And, God forbid, you were like checking out links and clickbaiting and all that stuff during the Tiger King Netflix thing you weren't supposed to be doing at work while you're working from home. Binge watching, but then next thing you know, you got all these little weird things coming into your email and coming up to your desktop, these pop-ups, whatnot. Get rid of all that stuff. Clear your cache, clear your stuff so that you've got kind of a new, fresh browser appeal. Now, it's super easy on Chrome, it's super easy on Firefox. Microsoft Edge, Microsoft Explorer, both suck if you happen to use them. I'm sorry, but you can clear it there. But just do a quick Google search to figure out how to clear your cache for whatever browser is your favorite. Safari, Firefox, Chrome. Chrome's what I recommend, but feel free to use whatever you want. And just do a really quick cleanse, purge. Get rid of it all. Get rid of that stuff, get rid of your trash, and you are gonna be off to the races. It's gonna be like you have a brand new desktop, brand new laptop. You'll be like, hey, that Ripple man, that guy helped me out. It was awesome, it was fantastic. Then the other thing that I think that you should do is I think you should download some sort of spam, malware kind of protection. Now, I know people talk about this all the time, like, I don't want to have any limitations where I surf. I mean, no judgment here. If you want to be like, boom, 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 and going to those kind of websites, hey, that's totally fine. It's up to you, whatever. I don't care. There's no judgment here from the Ripple man. I'll just tell you that right now. But I will tell you, a lot of those sites, and I do not know this from personal experience, but a lot of those sites will do some things to your computer that will be not good. And if you do your banking, you may lose all your money. I'm not trying to scare you, especially those of you that like to frequent those questionable sites. I would just say it's a really good idea to have something running in the background that actually makes sure that when you accidentally click a link or you go to a website that may have some malware, automatically the minute it downloads or opens up, it downloads something to your desktop and you don't even know. It's really important for you to be able to have those things to protect your device. Because let's face it, working from home, it's not like you can go to IT security and go, hey, I don't know what happened. Eduardo used my laptop for a few minutes. Next thing I know, I popped up and there was like some dancing girls on there. It was not a good thing. And because Eduardo's not around. You're at home. You're quarantined, which means if your laptop crashes and it was your fault, you are SOL. and probably fired. But aside from that, you should not do it. But I use Malbytes, which is actually a malware kind of thing that operates in the background. Haven't seen it impact my performance at all on my browser in any way, shape, or form, but it does a scan on my device twice a day and keeps me A-okay. Not that I had to worry about it because I don't go to any of those questionable sites, but you never know, right? You just never know. I was on a news site one time, and the news site was infected. And I ended up getting something, but you know what? Malbytes caught it. Malbytes caught it and did a great job. So those are some things to do. And here's the other thing I would actually ask you to do that I'll finish up from a technical perspective, is do a freaking backup. A backup is so important because I promise you, when and if your laptop hardware crashes, you are going to wish you had a backup. I do my backups every couple of weeks just to make sure that I'm as current as I possibly can be, but it's just good practice. Now, if you're on a work computer, you might want to talk to your IT people there and ask them what kind of process they would like you to follow, if you can back up to a local drive or back up to the cloud. But I highly recommend, if you depend on your desktop or your laptop for your livelihood, like most of us do these days, it's a very critical and important that you do a backup and you do it regularly. So be sure to do it. Now, this last tip has nothing to do with technical aspects, but it does touch the technical components a little bit. And the last tip I would give you is during quarantine, go through your contact address book. I don't know what you're using, Outlook, Gmail, Yahoo Mail, whatever it is, right? You've got your contacts somewhere. Go back and make sure you have good information, you have correct spelling, you have their current jobs, their current titles, and you have their addresses. Make sure you've got that, because at some point you're going to want to send that person a card because they get a job, they'll get promoted, they have a kid, you know, something significant happens, you're going to be like, man, I wish I had their address. And then you'll be like, oh yeah, I talked to Mr. Ripple one day on, well, I didn't really talk to him, but I watched his video and he was like, hey, look, during the quarantine, when, you know, rather than watch Judge Judy at 4:30, I should go back and get everybody's addresses. That way I have complete and utter information for these kinds of situations. Man, what a ripple that guy created for me. Boom, bam, that's how it works. This is a great opportunity for you to leverage this time to get your contact details in alignment. And then as you go through your address book and you're like, hey, I don't even remember why I have this person as a contact, and you're not connected with them professionally, you don't know who they are, do a quick search, figure out, see how they got into your address book, see if maybe it's some long lost, great, amazing contact that you forgot that you probably want to connect with. Maybe do that and say, hey, I'm going through my address book, I realize we haven't talked in 4 years. My bad, I should have called you between now and then, but you know, whatever, I didn't do it. Now I want to get your updated contact information because I want to send you a card to say I'm sorry. Boom! And you will be off to the races rippling, I'm just saying. But the vast majority of the people you'll look at and be like, oh yeah, somebody sent me something on something that wasn't important, but somehow because my email program just thought they were important, they added them as a contact. I don't need them as a contact. Delete! Get rid of them. Just go bye-bye. Say bye-bye and just get rid of them. You'll feel so much better. You'll open up space for the contacts that need to be in there, and you're just gonna feel like zen. I mean, zen. All these things, gold, my friends, during quarantine. Gold that will make you leaner, meaner, more efficient, more productive, and lest I say, an even better rippler. All because you took these tips from me during quarantine to leverage your time more efficiently and more effectively. You are welcome. I hope this seriously helps you. I hope it is something that you'll consider, because these are the things that I've been doing, and man, there's just something very, very rewarding by getting myself lean and mean and organized. So, hope it helps you. If this helps, benefits you in any way, shape, or form, send it to a friend. Don't forget to hit the subscribe down below. And as always, ripple on.